The 2019 U.S. Farm Report Roadshow from Kansas Speedway is brought to you by the champions of yield, DeKalb and Asgrow. Bring home the checkered flag for your operation. Visit your DeKalb and Asgrow dealer today.
Well, there's no denying 2019 has been challenging, but it's in challenging times that there's stories of triumph. And that's exactly what took place outside of Odessa, Missouri, a town only an hour from here, as a community rallied around their own in a time of need. This week, we give you a glimpse of combining for Curtis. A combine is more than just a machine for Curtis Lewis.
Custom harvesting?
Yeah.
He's been
all my life.
It's his office.
Mainly around here we was just custom art, but we did go to Texas and Oklahoma as an adventure, just as a family.
And harvest of 2019 started out just like any other year.
We just started.
He was just getting started, and then
the first week, and here I am.
But October 3rd, something just didn't feel right.
I had a load of corn. I was taking it to the elevator, and something just didn't feel right.
I called him from work, and I was talking to him, and he was slurring, and I was like, "Are you okay? What's going on?" He said, "I don't know. I'm really confused, and I can't feel my right arm and my right leg, and I can't see out of my right eye." I said, "Curtis, you need to get to the emergency room now."
With a piercing headache, his mom rushed him to the hospital, and within minutes, the doctor confirmed the news wasn't good.
All we knew initially was from the CT scan at the first hospital was that it was a large brain bleed, is what they told us.
Curtis was immediately rushed back for brain surgery, and 4 hours later, the news got worse.
It wasn't an aneurysm or a stroke necessarily. It was that there was a tumor that bled and that they thought it was cancerous.
The diagnosis?
Grade 4 glioblastoma.
A tragic turn of events that hasn't sunk in.
I'm still coming to, as far as I'm still trying to gather it. It's hard to explain.
It's hard to accept.
Really hard to accept.
We have 4 children.
I want to think it's a dream.
A dream that's quickly become a nightmare, with Curtis refusing to give up.
I'm not going to quit.
The Lewises immediately started searching for answers, with plans to travel to MD Anderson in Texas at the end of the month. And as the whirlwind of events took place, work was already underway to help.
When we first made it, it really, didn't ever dream it turned into something like it is now.
Ben Brockmeyer works for MFA, a local retailer, and knew he had to do something.
I kind of had the idea on last Thursday, and I guess a week. And we knew we wanted to get it done soon because they're headed to Texas.
He and Thad Madsen did the only thing they knew they could do.
And our main goal was really just to find a way to help, and we knew we had the resources to be able to do so with this.
But the outpouring of response and support,
the community really took off with it, local and the farming community overall,
has been astonishing.
Really, our goal was for 5 or 6 loads probably, and this is one of our first loads right now as we speak, and already been donated. People have already committed about 15,000 bushel.
Bushels of grain straight off the combine that will be cashed in, and the money given directly to the Lewis family.
I've had people text and call me from Iowa, Oklahoma, and Texas, figuring out ways that they can help.
An act of kindness that turned into a rush of love and generosity.
It is really, really neat to see all this happen, and all the support that we've had.
Generosity from farmers.
I just told my dad, I said, I think that's something we have to do. I mean, Curtis, it wouldn't matter if we were doing anything. You could call him and he'd drop what he's doing to help you, so I figured we probably better do the same.
In a year when every bushel counts, these farmers gave more than a bushel.
Like a semi-load.
You're gonna donate an entire semi-load?
Yeah, probably.
Something that wasn't orchestrated by just one.
We thought this might be 100, 150 bushel. We get here and they say, no, we're gonna give a full truckload.
But by many.
I feel like if I was in Curtis's shoes, he'd do the same thing for me.
A testament to Curtis's character.
This is Curtis's passion. He loves farming, especially on the combine end of it, and I thought this is just a clever way to give back to Curtis and help him and his family out now that they're in the need.
Support dispatched from some strangers and some friends.
He'll help anybody. He does things like, he does custom work around. I'm like, Curtis, you need to charge more for that. You can't charge everybody like they're all your buddies. Well, I know, I just can't charge anybody anymore in that. So Curtis is always fair at what he does, and just a super good guy.
A good guy who's now facing the unimaginable.
What people have done. And we just can't thank them enough.
As his mom and dad try to find the strength.
It's just crazy.
To keep supplying love and support as Curtis's fight to beat cancer is just getting started.
We want him to get better.
Dad? Curtis is blown away by a community that cares.
There's not enough words in this world because I never thought I was this important.
Savoring every minute and moment in life while grasping onto hope that modern medicine will make miracles.
We're gonna fight this.
I'm not quitting.
As a community gives, Curtis is fighting to beat the odds with grit and tenacity. That's something no diagnosis can take away. Definitely a harvest with a lot of heart. And speaking of that, there was another video that recently went viral showcasing what agriculture does best. You may have seen this video on social media as the winter weather was caving in. A fleet of harvesters, trucks, and other harvesting equipment digging potatoes in Idaho came to rescue a farmer who wasn't going to be able to harvest all of his crop. Betsy Gibbon talked to the man who captured the viral video, revealing the fleet that worked so hard to bring in this year's crop.
I was just lucky enough to be at the right place at the right time and was able to catch a really special moment. It was really heartwarming, and it did kind of put a lump in my throat to see the support from the community to help a fellow farmer in need. And I think this represents the agricultural industry as a whole.
The best part, they were successful in beating the wrath of that winter storm. Stories like that, agriculture needs more of right now. Thanks so much. All right, when we come back, round 2 of our marketing discussion from right here at the NASCAR Speedway.